What's up, guys? How are you? So I'm in Sao Paulo, Brazil today, and yeah, I'm gonna keep my shirt off because today we're gonna be talking about nutrition. And you know what? You gotta prove what you're saying works for somebody. And you know what? It works for me. So this stuff works for me. So I'm hoping that it'll work for you too. So feel free to ask me anything. This isn't Ask Me Anything. And I'd love you to hit the notification bell if you want to see these live streams live and talk and ask any questions. Then please click the notification bell because that will let you know when I actually do go live, and then we can chat and talk about whatever you want because this isn't Ask Me Anything. But today I'm going to start off talking about nutrition and intuition. And I might do another one of these tomorrow or the next day because I have this other topic that's been on my mind, which is sort of like embracing your weirdness that I think is really important. So yeah, I'm gonna talk about that. There you go, that's it. I always wear pretty much all the time Emporio Armani boxer briefs. That's like my go-to. I mean, these are definitely like the sexiest boxer briefs ever. So I had a thing before we get into nutrition and information about black boxer briefs, and pretty much I always wear black boxer briefs. And that is because when I was on stage all the time, haven't been on stage a lot the last year and a half, but when I was on stage all the time, every now and again I would leave by accident. I'd use the restroom before I'd go on stage, and I would leave like my fly unzipped, right? But I always wear black pants on stage. So if you leave your fly unzipped by accident, you go on stage. I mean, it happened to me definitely 3 or 4 times, then if your pants are black and the boxer briefs are also black, then, no one's gonna really notice. Like, you usually have time. You can almost get like a whole show with black boxer briefs as long as there's, because people can't see. It's just black on black, right? So that's why I've always worn black boxer briefs. As an adult, anyway. When I was a kid, I think I wore boxers. So, yeah, okay, so nutrition and information. Nutrition and intuition. So, let's talk about nutrition. I don't really believe in diets. Yeah. But instead of going into too much on dieting and like what to eat and what not to eat and all this sort of thing, I wanted to make this really easy for anybody that's watching this video and wants to look better. And one of the best ways to look better is to diet. Actually, it's more important to have a good diet. Like what you put into your body is actually more important than actually the exercise aspect. So you'll get more gains from eating well and drinking well. We'll get into the drinking part than you will from working out. Of course, if they're combined together, that is the best. That's the best thing. So let's get into what is the easiest thing. I think this is the single easiest way to improve your diet dramatically and easily, okay? And that is by concentrating not on what you eat, all right, but actually what you drink. Because a lot of people do think about what they eat, like that's important to them, but they don't really think about what they drink as being part of their diet. And actually what we drink is a huge part of our diet. So one, being well hydrated, so I got tons of bottles of water in my room. Being well hydrated is really important for your body, right? It's good for your skin and everything. It just keeps everything working well. So it's like kind of oil for your car, so to speak. And a lot of drinks that we drink every day actually more dehydrate us. They're like diuretics and things, like coffees and tea. Tea is not as bad, but like coffee, anything with like high caffeine content, alcohol is horrible. So like, if you drink alcohol on a regular basis, but you're worried about your physique and like fitness and being like having a better body and stuff like that, then you're just really like working against yourself, because alcohol is basically poison. It's basically poison for your body. Now, I kind of think that red wine, that's like the one drink, if you drink, decent red wine, then that's, it has a lot of sugar, but it's not, I wouldn't quite qualify that as poison. But basically all other alcohol is poison for your body. It's tons of calories, or even if it's not, so like vodka doesn't have calories, I don't think, but vodka is basically poison for your body. It dehydrates you, it makes your body feel horrible. That's why people get hangovers. It's literally, you're like drinking poison, for yourself. So the first thing, a lot of Filipinos, I know of a lot of Filipino viewers, a lot of Filipinos I'll hear say, oh, I need to get in better shape, I'm gonna stop eating rice. No, rice isn't really that bad. Like, that's not the first thing that I would think about cutting out. I would think about cutting out things that are like literally like kind of poisons for your body. So the first thing is what you drink. If you want to completely change your physique, then I don't know what stand twice means, but please let me know what this comment means, stand twice. Okay, so if you want to completely change your body, drink green tea and water. That's all you should drink. Change your entire diet, green tea and water. That's it. Your body will change, because green tea actually speeds up your metabolism, and it's really good for your body. It actually, they just did a study in China that green tea actually kills COVID as well. I was just told this. I've not looked it up, but green tea kills COVID. That's crazy. So, and I'm pretty sure that that's true. So green tea and water, you'll completely change your body. That's basically all I drink. I got water, green tea, and I'll grab some like espresso sometimes. So a little bit of coffee. But like those coffees you're drinking, like the Java chips and things like that at Starbucks, those are like, that's like 2 sugary meals, That's way worse than any amount of rice that you could eat at a meal. So concentrate on what you're drinking first. Change your drinking, you change everything, okay? Now the second thing that I think is important nutrition-wise, this is an easy thing, this is like the easier things to cut out, okay, is fried foods. So again, a lot of Filipinos will concentrate on rice, saying that they think, they have a rice belly. No, you don't have a rice belly. What you have is a fried food belly, because in the Philippines, for instance, so much of the food, like most of it, is fried. So those vegetable oils and things, those are way worse for you. Like actually, if anything, the thing that's bad about the rice more so is all of the different vegetable oils and things that it's like soaking up. So yeah, fried food. If you literally just stop eating fried food, and like all food is fried, and you stop, it's like French fries, anything is fried, and you drink water and green tea, you won't look like me overnight, but you will look great, and it'll just be good for you. It's not even about like if you'll look great. It's like you're gonna live longer probably, like you're gonna feel better. So that's really it. I don't believe in like all these crazy diets for the most part. I mean, if it works for you, great, then do it. But I've never done anything like that, and I've never really seen it work well consistently. Like some people get on these intense like diets, paleo or keto diets or whatever, and they'll lose like a bunch of weight, and they always gain it back. Seems like, they're like really in these fluctuating things, and that's because it's not really sustainable. So I think what's sustainable is like drinking green tea and water and not eating fried foods. Like that's pretty sustainable, like over the long term. And then eat all the other stuff that you want to eat. Okay, Abbar says, what's your routine and diet to stay fit or get fit? Yeah, so I talked about this yesterday. I only do really 4 exercises for the most part. I do deadlifts, squats, push-ups or a chest press, and pull-ups. Okay, so I do that like for my lats. Okay, so I do the pull-ups. So pull-ups and sometimes like kind of rows. So rows, pull-ups, chest press, push-ups. Chest press, push-ups, or like bench or whatever, and then deadlifts and squats. That's basically all I do. Yeah, that's it. That works like every single muscle on your body the most effective way possible, pretty much. All right, so lastly, let's talk about intuition for a minute. This is something I've been thinking about today, and it rhymes with nutrition. Nutrition, intuition, pretty close rhyme. So I think that intuition is like one of the most powerful things that we possess. It's almost like a superpower, you know? It's almost like we're X-Men with intuition. I mean, it's not right 100% of the time, but it's so often right, our intuition. And yet, we don't follow it, I find. I don't follow it a lot of times. So, and intuition is like deeper than just you're walking down, you know, a dark street and there's a person walking, you know, towards you, and you have that feeling of like, oh, is this a bad person? It's deeper than that. I think that it applies a lot of times to like what we feel is healthy in our lives. I think that intuition, we often know what's healthy and what's not healthy for us, right? Like we're in a relationship and like we know intuitively that it's bad, or like intuitively that it's not quite right, but we don't make the change to get out of it. Like our intuition tells us that it's not quite right, you know, but we don't listen to our intuition. And the thing is, I think that like there's a fear often of like two things, like change is scary and social pressure is scary. So for instance, I'm down here in Brazil and I'm with some friends of mine and they love going out to clubs and bars. And I don't like to go out to clubs and bars. And I like, if there's nothing, I'll talk about that in another live stream, I think, as to why I don't exactly, but there's nothing about it that really does much for me, clubs and bars. And I knew that intuitively, you know? It's just funny you mentioned relationships. I'm going through this. Yeah, man, listen to your intuition. You can always go back, you know? I think people don't actually break up often enough. I think a lot of people need to break up. Take a break. You can always get back together, right? You can always get back together. If it's really that good together, then get back together in a year, you know? Like, better to err on the side of breaking up than to err on the side of staying together, I think. So, yeah, maybe that'll be another video. Okay, so intuition and the bars and clubs. So, yeah, 2 nights in a row. I knew that I don't really like bars and clubs, and then we had to like pay a fee to get in and everything like that. And I knew in my mind, like, I don't really like doing this. I don't, like, this isn't my thing. But yet, twice in a row, I went to these bars and clubs or whatever, like nightclubs. And I was there and I was like inside, I've just paid all this money. And I'm like, this, like, I'm not into this. This is not my thing. Like, I knew that. Like, I can try and get into it, but it's not intuitively, like, I knew that wasn't something healthy for me, something good for me, you know? But I didn't listen to my intuition 2 nights in a row. And then last night, we're at dinner and they're like about to go to a bar and club. And like, they're like, hey, David, you want to come with us? And I was like, no, I'm not going to, you know? It's okay that like, we're not hanging out. You'll have fun. If that's what you like doing, you should do that, you know? But I instead listened to my intuition about what feels good for me and what feels healthy for me. And that doesn't. So, you know, I have a really beautiful daughter who's close to 3 years old now. And that's something I've been thinking about that I really want to instill in her and really want to teach her, is to listen to her intuition, because it is like a superpower. So that's my sort of challenge before I get off here, is my challenge for you is I'm gonna try that this week. I'll try it with you, okay? Just spend a week listening to your intuition about everything. Just try and like deeply focus on it. I think so often we're like almost pushing our intuition away, you know? But like really deeply focus. Like, what does my intuition tell me I should do? Not like, what does society tell me I should do? You know, I think like our intuition often will tell us to like quit a job, for instance. Ab bar, how did I get fit? I said, you have to rewatch the video, but I do 4 exercises: deadlifts, squats, chest press or push-ups, and pull-ups. That's pretty much it. I do that like once every other day. And yeah, overall, drink green tea and water and try and eat generally healthy-ish, but I eat a ton of sweets, like tons of sweets actually. I just don't really eat much fried food, so that's kind of my thing. Yeah, so basically what I'm telling you to do. Yeah, our intuition will tell us to like quit a job, you know, to not invest in a certain company that we invest in, and then we, you know, lose a bunch of money in. That's just me, maybe. Yeah, I think our intuition often tells us these things, but we're not listening closely enough. So this week, I'm gonna really try to listen to my intuition of what it's telling me for basically for one thing, like what is healthy for me? What does my intuition tell me is healthy for me? And to try that with me. Again, that's the question. In this moment, what does my intuition tell me is healthy for me? Is healthy for me? Yeah. If you ask good questions, then you get good answers. That's something I really believe. So I'm gonna try that this week and we'll see how it goes. All right, I'm gonna head out, guys. Always great chatting with you, and please click the notification bell so that you can be here live with me and we can get to know each other. See you later.